What's up everyone, June with the Sushi Man, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to make traditional and simple sushi rice using a pot on the stove, so no rice cooker required. It's actually a remake of an old video that I made a few years back. In fact, it was the second video on my channel. So it's time for an update, especially because the rice is the most important part of sushi. Alright, now let's jump right in. But first, I just want to give a quick thanks to you. Whether you're new or returning to my channel, thank you for being here. Now, I want to ask you for a simple favor. If you're enjoying my content and you're finding it helpful, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really does make a difference and it allows me to continue making more creative and better content. So again, I really appreciate you all being here. Now back to our video. So let's cover our ingredients. Obviously, we're going to need some rice. Now, the type of rice is what's crucial. Simply put, use Japanese short grain rice. Some Japanese medium grain rice will work as well, but short grain will give you the best results. Now, that doesn't mean it has to be imported from Japan. There are a bunch of high quality Japanese short grain rice that's produced in California that you can easily find at any Asian market, at least here in the States. Koshihikari and Tamanishiki are two of my favorite types, but again, there are plenty to choose from. Alright, next the sushi vinegar, which we only need 3 ingredients: rice vinegar, sugar, and salt. That's it. Simple as that. Now let's move on to our prep. Alright, first thing we have to do is properly measure the rice. And I'm going to be cooking 3 rice cooker cups for this video. And I say rice cooker cups because that's what this little guy is. If you bought a rice cooker, then you probably own one of these. It's actually the standard measuring cup used when making rice in a rice cooker. And not just in Japan, but globally. So if you're cooking rice in a rice cooker, then it's very important that you use this to measure out the rice, or else it won't match the numbered lines on the pot. Anyways, one rice cooker cup is right about 180 milliliters, whereas a standard US cup is 240 milliliters. So I'm going to be cooking 180 times 3, which is 540 milliliters of rice total. Okay? Now, when you're measuring this, make sure to level off the top so it's nice and flat. Just like that. Alright, now let's go wash this. So using cold water, we're just going to wash the rice gently. No need to squeeze it or rub them together. Just a smooth swirling motion like this. And you'll see that the water gets cloudy almost immediately, which is the starch coming off. And we don't want the rice sitting in this for too long, especially this first wash, so make sure to dump it out quickly. Now, you can use a strainer here and fully dump the water out, put it back in, wash, dump, but there's really no need for that, at least not at this point. I just place my hand towards the bottom and drain it through my fingers. Basically, I'm using my hand as a strainer and catching any rice that may fall out. Now we just repeat the same thing about 4 to 5 times until the water is nice and clear. Alright, after we're done washing, we're going to strain this using a sieve to make sure all the water is drained. Okay, now we're going to go transfer this into our pot. Alright, now it's time to measure the water, which is a very crucial step. But don't worry, I kept this extremely simple and foolproof. All we're doing is add in the same exact amount of water as we did the rice. So I used 3 rice cooker cups of rice, so I'm going to add 3 rice cooker cups of water, or 540 milliliters. And that's why this method is so simple. You can technically use whatever vessel to measure, as long as you're using the same for both the rice and water. So this measuring cup is 3 of these. Now we want to make sure the rice is flat and fully submerged. And then we're just going to let this sit and soak for about 20 minutes or so. Now while we wait for that, let's make our sushi vinegar. So we'll add in the ingredients into a small pot. And then turn it on to the lowest heat and stir it till the sugar dissolves. Now, what I have here is just enough for the 3 cups of rice we're making, but I suggest making a bigger batch and keep it in the fridge for later use. As long as it's in an airtight container, it should easily last several months. And the easy part of this sushi vinegar recipe is that it's an 8-4-1 ratio, meaning 8 part vinegar, 4 part sugar, and 1 part salt. So whether you're using tablespoons or ounces or milliliters, it's all that 8-4-1 ratio. Now, once the sugar fully dissolves and it becomes translucent, we're done. Just put it off to the side or transfer it into a different container to cool. Alright, back to our rice. Now that it's been soaking for about 20 minutes, we're going to start cooking this. First, cover the pot and we're going to bring this to a boil over medium heat. Should take about 5-6 minutes or so. Now take a peek, and once you see that it's boiling, turn the heat down to low and we're going to cook this for 12 minutes. And make sure the lid is on there nice and tight. After 12 minutes, take a quick peek and see if there's any water left. But try to close the lid immediately. If there is water, then cook it for a couple more minutes. Now we take this off the heat and let it steam for 10 minutes. An important thing here is to keep the lid closed the entire time. And while we're waiting on the rice, let me talk about the sushi oke or hangiri. Usually I'll take this time to fill it with water and let the wood hydrate. But I already did it beforehand because the time it takes me to move the camera and set the right angle and all that, the rice would be done. All you have to do is fill it about halfway and let it soak for about 10 minutes. You can do it for longer beforehand too if that's easier. And then just wipe it down with a clean damp towel. Now it's important to do this because if the oke is too dry, the rice will stick to it like Velcro. And also the dry wood will absorb too much of the vinegar. However, if it's too wet, then it will make the rice soggy and mushy. So do not skip this step. Alright, now it's time to make our steamed rice into actual sushi rice. So we carefully transfer the rice into our oke. Now we pour our sushi vinegar onto the rice. And I like to drizzle the vinegar onto the shamoji and evenly spread it across the rice like this. Okay, and then from here, we're going to mix the vinegar into the rice by using this folding and slicing technique. Keep the paddle at a flatter angle, and you kind of want to use a fanning motion to cut through the rice. And then we fold it over and do the same thing, working in sections while we break down any large clumps. Once you've broken down all the big chunks and you're satisfied with your mixing, then you can put a clean damp towel on here and let it cool for about 20 minutes. You can also fan it with the uchiwa to cool it down quicker, especially if you're planning on using it right away. But that is pretty much it. Good job! Now you know how to make restaurant quality sushi rice. And you can get started on rolling all your custom rolls or making your favorite nigiris, which if you want to learn more about, be sure to check out my book. It's called How to Make Sushi at Home, a fundamental guide for beginners and beyond. I cover everything you need to know about making sushi at home, or professionally for that matter. We're talking how to source the right fish, the right tools to use, how to cut sashimi, make rolls, nigiri. I even go into pairing Japanese sake with your favorite type of sushi. So if you want to level up your sushi making game, whether that's at home for your friends and family, or professionally at work, then this book will be your guide. Links are below for those that are interested. Alright, hope you enjoyed this updated version of the video. As always, feel free to leave me any questions or comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Arigatou gozaimasu.